Hello everyone, this is Dave from Dave's Wreaths and Things. Last year I had the worst time trying to find those Dollar Tree candy cane wreath frames, and I know, speaking with a lot of you out there as well, you had a very hard time as well. I think I had to go to about 3 or 4 different ones just to find 3 of those candy cane wreath frames. This year I stumbled across them. I was excited. There was about 5 of them at my local store, so I decided I didn't want to hoard them all. I wanted to save some for everybody else. So I only picked up 2 this year, and I thought, you know what? Let's do a double candy cane wreath for our door. Why don't I just get started and I'll show you what I made. Here are those candy cane wreath frames that I was just talking about. I did end up finding 2 of them. I have this extra thick blanket yarn. It's 21.5 ounces, 600 grams. Now there's 72 yards. It's too big for this, but it's what I have. Some 2-inch wired ribbon in gold in various patterns, some pipe cleaners and cable ties all together, and of course my regular crafting utensils to create this beautiful project today. Here is the materials that I am using for today's project. I am going to start with my candy cane wreath frame, my ribbon, and some yarn. I'm going to place a little hot glue just right at the bottom of the candy cane, and I'm going to place that ribbon. I chose this gold ribbon, and then I'm just going to place a little bit more hot glue right at the end, and I'm going to attach the yarn to that. So I want to make sure that that end wire is really covered, and then I'm going to add some more glue and wrap it around. And I think I wrapped it about 4 or 5 times right at the bottom. Then I'm going to take the ribbon, put it over to the right hand side, and then I'm going to wrap a couple more times with the yarn onto that wire frame. So I'm doing a pattern of 4 and 2. So I'm wrapping 4 with the ribbon on top. You can see I'm bringing the ribbon on top of the yarn. Then I'm going to wrap it twice with the ribbon underneath the yarn. Then I'm going to bring that ribbon over again, wrap it 4 times with the yarn below the ribbon, and then we're going to bring the ribbon over again and then wrap it twice with the yarn. So that is the pattern. So it's a 4 and 2 pattern. 4 ribbon on top, 2 ribbon on bottom, and I'm going to do that the entire way through that candy cane. So I'm going to make sure that I have enough yarn for that. And really, I didn't cut any yarn off for this. I just kept it on the spool, or kept it rolled up, if you will, and I kept going. It was pretty easy with the candy cane wreath as opposed to a circular wreath where you have to feed it through the center. So it wasn't too bad. And at the very end, I do the same thing I did at the very beginning, add some hot glue right at the end, chop off the excess, and there we go. Our first candy cane is all done. We're going to do 2, and just a little note, I want to crisscross them like this, but you have to be careful because you have to do the second candy cane wreath mirrored. So that's flipping that candy cane frame over. So you do 2. One is mirrored to the other, so it'll fit perfectly in that crisscross pattern that I'm looking for. Magically, here is all my 2 done, and of course we want to do that crisscross pattern here. So I'm grabbing my cable ties, and I'm just going to lay those candy cane frames one on top of each other, kind of figure out how I want it to go, make sure it's nice and balanced and nice and centered. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the cable tie through the yarn, making sure that I've got both of those candy cane frames within that cable tie. And then what I'm going to do is flip it over. I'm going to pull it nice and tight, cut the excess off. And then on the opposite side, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So when you're doing this, you really want to make sure you have both of the frames of the candy cane wreath frame right between that cable tie. And I'm doing a third one just to secure it in place to make sure it doesn't move and doesn't go anywhere. Pull that tight, cut that excess off, and we have a nice secure fastened candy cane. For the back, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to find one of the cross wires for the candy cane frame. I'm going to add a cable tie. I'm not going to tie it tight, and then I'm going to add another one right in between that, pull it tight, and I'm going to leave the second one loose. So what's that going to do is going to give us a nice hanger for our candy cane wreath. and it's nice and simple. Of course, we're going to create a bow, and I am cutting my 2-inch ribbon. This is 2-inch wired ribbon, and I am doing 20-inch cuts for all of my ribbon. So my theme is gold, and I have a couple of different patterns here. I have like a striped, I have a snowflake, and a glittery. And I'm going to create a bundle bow today. So I'm using all 3 ribbon. All 3 are cut at 20 inches. So we're going to use a total of about 60 inches of ribbon for our bundle bow. Once I have them all cut, just fold them in half, cut on an angle, and I'm going to do this dovetail for one side only of all of my ribbon. One side has the dovetail, one has the straight edge. Lay it down flat with the straight edge at the left, the dovetail at the right, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to bring over that straight edge about maybe a little bit more than halfway, gather it all together. Top part is your loop, bottom part is the tail, put it between my fingers, and then I'm going to do the exact same thing over and over again. Lay that ribbon face down so the good side is facing down, fold it over about halfway, gather it together, put it between my hands, so all of the loops are on the top, all of the tails are right at the bottom, and I'm going to do that for all of my ribbon. Then we're going to grab a cable tie. I'm going to place that right at the bottom where my fingers were, making sure that all the ribbon is included in that cable tie. I'm not going to pull it tight because I'm going to put a pipe cleaner right through there. Then I'm going to pull it tight, grab that excess off. And for me, all of my ribbon tails I want facing downward. So I'm just kind of laying that out, cutting excess off where needed. And then, of course, guess what time it is? It's fluffing time. We all love to fluff. We all do it. So it is fluffing time, and there is our bow ready for our candy cane wreath. And to attach it right on our candy cane frame, you can either push the pipe cleaner right through the center of it. I'm just actually going to wrap it around. I found it was a lot easier to do this, and the yarn does hide the white pipe cleaner, so you don't really see it. I just fluff up the yarn a little bit. And of course, there's more fluffing going on here at Dave's Wreaths and Things studio. I'm just going to fluff away, and once I'm done fluffing, look at our gorgeous candy cane wreath, a double candy cane wreath with all of that gold, that fluffy yarn, which just makes it nice and cozy and warm. Gold for this season because it's Christmas after all. And here it is, just sparkling on my studio door, and of course always making me smile, and I hope makes you smile as well. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching me while I create this candy cane wreath. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I upload a new project. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye for now.